black women are single mothers. Yeah, there are black women who are single mothers. I don't know the stats, but yeah, there's black women that are single mothers. Now, you have where would the preference be that that woman is with the mate that created the child, that helped create the child? Absolutely. But unfortunately, a lot of times there's things that occur and that just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Now, folks put this as a negative with my sisters, that they're single mothers. Now, we know that some of your favorites, some of your favorite celebrities, favorite athletes came from single parent households. So if it wasn't for their situation of the single motherhood, you wouldn't have your fave, right? So there's positive and negatives. And sometimes you can see, even in two-parent households, that the kids don't necessarily turn out the way that you expect them to, the way that they need to. Now, my gripe would always be with a single-parent household is how that mother parents their child. That's my biggest gripe. That's my biggest gripe right there. Not the fact that it's a single parent household. It's how does that mother take care of their child? Now, we know that that's an extra challenge because you're talking about that there's one parent that has to stay with this kid 24/7. The hardest thing in the world to be able to do. I'm grateful that with my son, when my son was coming up and I'm raising my son, that I had the ability to have that shared parenting with his mom. So he would be with me half the time and he would be with her half the time. And I can have that break of being able to just relax and breathe and do other things that I wanted to do. But it made me realize how serious it is and how much of a chore, a chore and a task, a job that is to be a single parent, because you're with that kid 24/7. And if I didn't have that break, you're liable to sit up here and kind of go stir crazy, because you have to deal with your child on every aspect, dealing with them with their health, with their schooling, with just their mood. And you got to take care of your own stuff. So my thing for single parents, single black mothers, I give nothing but I commend my sisters for being in that situation. Unfortunately, I wish it would have been different, but it's not the case. Got these little animals sitting up here trying to hear my speech. Anyway, I absolutely give nothing but full respect to my sisters that are put in that position of being single mothers, because it's extremely hard, it's extremely challenging to be able to raise a child on your own. But we see now, and we've been seeing it some decades prior, that the stigma of being a single mother, and it was always put on my sisters, that was the worst thing in the world, and they don't know how to keep their men, or their men are not good, and all this other stuff. But then you see that all these other cultures are going through the same thing. Was it really a sister problem? Was it really black women's problem? That they can't keep a man? That their men don't want to be with them? That their men stiff them? Nah. See, that's the hypocrisy. That's the double standard. A lot of folks never knew about some of these other cultures that were having problems with their relationships. Again, they were keeping them under wraps. They got to keep it to where there's this narrative that's put out there that, hey, we're a stand-up family, we're a stand-up culture, and we don't do those things. We are the creme de la creme. We're the top of the peak. We got prestige, all this stuff. All that stuff gets swept underneath the carpet, right? But little did you know, in a lot of those cultures, maybe the father wasn't even in the household. And you still could be a single mom with the father even being there, because sometimes the fathers aren't present. Hey, that's something else to be talking about. You still can have no interaction with the father being in the freaking household with the kid and the mom, and that mom still would really be a single parent. So what? The father's there. The kid still grows up to have their issues. You know what I'm saying? So the stigma of it being stuck to black women. Yes, whatever it is, I don't know the stats on all that stuff, like I said before, but I came from a single parent household. My mom raised me well. I raised my son well. There's a lot of folks that I know that have come from a single parent household and don't believe this nonsense about that women can't teach men how to be men. There are certain things that maybe a boy has to experience a little bit of from a man. But I'm telling you what, if you have a mom who's present, who stays on top of you, who makes sure that they discipline you, make sure that they show you respect, they teach you manners, they can teach you a lot of the things that the man is supposed to teach you. Oh, best believe they can teach a man how to be a man. Best believe that. Don't ever discount what women are able to do. Women can replicate a lot of different things. They have that stronger side to them. They have that ability to do that. So don't ever mistake a woman's femininity as weakness. Shoot, my mom was, you didn't play that with my mom. Even when my mom's not here no more, but even when my mom at an older age, you still didn't play that with my mom. She instilled that. And she instilled me, teaching me how to be a man. All the old stuff that, you know, men used to do, being a gentleman, opening up the doors for the young ladies, helping them carry their bags and stuff like that. All that old stuff. That stuff needs to come back today. But anyway, all I'm saying is trying to place the stigma on my sisters about that being negative, that they're single parents. I commend my sisters that are in that situation. You can't force whatever the other person is, the partner that you are involved with, to be involved with that child's life or to be involved with you. You can't force that to happen. There's nothing that you can do with that stuff. And does that, as far as your decision that you made with that partner, yeah, there may be some things as far as your assessment of the person that you were involved with. But again, that person's an individual and they could choose whatever they want to do. And you may think you're going into it as, hey, if we do make this creation, that we'll be able to both come together and do what's best for that creation. But a lot of times that stuff doesn't happen because everybody has their own situation, their own individual issues that they have. They have things where they may fear being a parent. You know, they may have some trauma issues. They may have some issues with their own self-esteem. They don't feel good about themselves, so they don't feel like they can contribute. And there's just a whole bunch of different things. But what I would say is I respect my sisters that are single parents, because there's nothing from a standpoint of challenges that can supersede that at all. That's an incredible task, incredible feat. It absolutely is. On that note, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out.